Welcome, we've got another new product in the studio here to test and give you my honest opinion on performance, looks, etc. We've got the new Ping G driver. So Ping have now lost the numbers on their name, so it's just called the G driver or the G range. So a little bit more tech for Ping here. If most of you know, Ping are a sort of a company that aren't too sort of visually wacky on the technology. They make very solid products, good quality products, and they've won many awards over the years with their G range. From G2 all the way through to G30, which was last year's model. So the new G now is a little bit more tech involved on this, visual tech as well. Now, obviously the G30, we had the turbulators on the top of the crown, which was pretty wacky for Ping. They're still there, so you still got that turbulation. Just about see that if I get that right angle. So these little sort of lines on the top there, that's helped a little bit on aerodynamics and trying to increase a little bit of club head speed. What they've also added into this now is what they call Dragonfly Technology. Again, if I get that on the right light, you can see these sort of like spines in the top of the club. So basically what they've done there is they've shaved a bit of weight off the crown, and then reposition that into the sole and towards the back of the head. Okay, so it's about repositioning weight to try and lower and drag that CG further back in the club head. We've also got a bit of what they call vortex technology at the back here. So this little section here helps to reduce drag. So as the air is travelling over the club, it helps to sort of, it flows off a little bit smoother. So again, a little bit more aerodynamic, trying to maximise sort of club head speed here. Still got the usual loft settings here, or should I say the neck settings, so you can change and dial in loft to suit up and down 1 degree. So it's quite subtle there from maybe other brands there, but quite a neat little connecting system there. So there's not too much sort of involved in that section of the club. Comes in standard in the Alta 55 shaft as a standard option, obviously in different flexes. And what I've got today as well is the Tour65 shaft. Some of you might have seen this in last year's one. It's like a mirrored sort of shaft, so slightly heavier, slightly firmer play in there, so maybe better for a quicker club head speed, maybe just to sort of dial in, spin and launch a little bit more. So what we're going to do here, I've got this set up in a 9.5. It's a 10.5 head, but I've cranked it down 1 degree, so it's 9.5 loft, which suits. It's generally my sort of loft I use. I've got it in. I'm going to start with the Alta in a stiff flex to start with. We'll get some numbers, and then I'll switch over into the Tour65 shaft, which again is stiff, and just see if these numbers, spin numbers and ball speed, maybe just change slightly. I'd imagine the Tour65 is probably a little bit more suited to my swing speed, so this might not perform as great for me personally. But obviously there is going to be a lot of golfers out there which will fit perfectly into this sort of shaft option. Okay, let's hit a few shots with it and see how it goes. I mean, as you sit it down, obviously, as I said before, there's a lot sort of going on the top of the club with the turbulators and now this Dragonfly sort of technology here. But it's still got that sort of matte finish on the head, same as what they did in the G30, which I like. I think it's very stealth looking like, and it sits beautiful. I mean, you put it down behind the golf ball there, and it's very square sitting on its appearance. It's a nice sort of shape as it blends into the back of the club head, and those turbulators really frame the golf ball as you sit it behind it. So I think for me it's a lovely looking golf club. Okay, let's try and hit a few shots here. A bit of a leaky one to the right. Should have had a few warm-up shots really. That was a better one. Slightly heel strike, that one. Feels quite light to me in my hands, that. Yeah, it's 277. better strike. Yeah, it's carrying sort of 260, 266 through the air there. It's not really the longest carry. I do tend to get the carry a little bit more than that. Let's just hit another one. Feels good though, it feels solid. That's a good strike. That's felt a little bit more middled. Yeah, again, mid 260s on the carry there. Just have a quick look at some spin numbers here. See, I'm averaging there at 3,500 backspin, so very spinny that for me. I mean, to be honest, the first couple of strikes weren't that great, but even the ones I struck better there, they're still quite a high sort of spin number. Now, if you watch a few of my videos, I do generally promote a higher spin number myself personally as I deliver that club to the golf ball. So trying to get spin down is always quite a tough one for me, really. But yeah, it looks and feels really good there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to swap it over into the Tour65 option. Slightly firmer, a little bit stiff in that tip section. And we'll just see if that can alter my spin number and try and get that down a little bit. And ultimately, maybe just get a little bit more yardage out of it. Right, so I've got the Tour65 shaft option in the head here now. So same 9.5 degree, just with the Tour shaft here. So let's just see if that changes a bit of feel here and also the numbers. I think straight away there I can feel a bit more weight in the club, and mainly sort of up the shaft and under my hands there. So I think this just feels a little bit more suited to me straight away by the feel of it. Okay, let's hit a couple of this. Yeah, it's a little bit low in the face, that strike, so imagine that might just spin up a little bit. Lost a touch of yardage there. 255 through the air, so bit of a low strike. That was more me than anything there. Yeah, again, just not quite finding the middle of the club so well here. I don't know whether that's just me today, the way I'm swinging, or it's just maybe the weight of the club. I don't know. It's just I'm just finding it difficult to find the middle of the club face here. Just try. That was a good hit. Yeah, that was a better hit. That's a better flight there. A lot longer on the distance there. That carried 277 there, so getting more out of it. Interesting to see the spin on that. Yeah, 3-1. It's still quite high there. Interesting, really. That came off pretty good. Let's just have a quick look at that strike on that last one. Yeah, so you can see the strike location there was really good. Slightly up, good path and square and everything. Sorry, face position, everything. Nice sort of straight golf shot. So it's up my ball speed a little bit there, but that spin's just still a little bit on that high side. It's interesting, is that? Just try it one more. It's a little bit leaky. Feels a bit better, to be honest, than the other shaft. For me personally, feels a little bit more solid at impact. The other one did feel very light. So, as I say, that's not everybody's golfer's preference. You know, some golfers have a slower swing speed. I'm swinging this about 116 mile an hour here, so I would be more suited to this slightly firmer shaft option here. But as I say, that Alta shaft is good. It's light, and I think that will suit a lot of club golfers. Okay, I'll just hit one more. Just a little bit, touch heel strike there. Just losing that a little bit off to the right. Okay, let's just quick look at some numbers here between the two shots. So the red is the Alta shaft, the yellow is the Tour65 shaft there. So you can see maybe club head speed just peaking out a touch more with the Tour there, touch more ball speed. Launch is very similar, just a little bit lower, but to be fair, the first one I got was a little bit low in the face, which has just dragged the average down a little bit. Spin's very similar, hasn't really done much there. I mean, I think, to be honest, as probably most of you will know, strike plays a huge part of that, and as you probably see there, I didn't really find the middle of the golf club as best as I sort of normally do, to be honest. So these numbers are maybe a bit on the higher side, possibly that would change on a different day of testing. That's probably more my performance than the actual club itself, but yeah, a little bit of a struggle to maybe get that spin number down there. So we can see here the carry distance 259, 261, as you've probably seen from my previous videos of maybe different manufacturers' drivers. I do tend to get that carry a bit more out sort of to the 270 to 280 mark, so just dropping off there, but as I say, that's mainly because of this number here. So possibly you need to have a go with that LS Tech head version just to see if I can get that down, and maybe just a bit more of me trying to hit middle of the club face a bit more consistent. Yeah, interesting really. It's maybe not fully spec'd up to me here. I need to do a lot more sort of delving into maybe sort of shaft options here, but also, I mean, this is the standard G version head. They also do the LS Tech version like they did it last year in the G30 range, which is LS stands for low spin. So slightly different centre of gravity in the club there, which helps to try and fine tune this spin. So that's probably more of a club that's suited for me personally. But I tell you what, looks wise, I can't fault it. It looks really nice. I'm loving what's happening on the top here. You know, it's visual, it's standing out, but it's not too much in your face, if you know what I mean. So, and it really sort of frames that ball. I think the shape of the head is beautiful. The feel is good off it. It's just maybe not quite hitting the numbers that I would personally want. But as I say, you know, everybody's different. So this is where the whole, again, it all comes back to you to get fitted. That's the key here. You know, is to get fitted. Is dialing options are on that on the neck sleeve there with loft. You've obviously got different lofts in the head. You've got the standard G head. You've got the SF Tech, the straight flight technology. So if you're a fader or slice of the golf ball, that might just help out a little bit. You've then got the LS Tech, which, as I say, would probably suit me a little bit more, possibly. And then you've got some different shaft options and flexes. So there's a lot to sort of go at here. So the important message is obviously get fit. Okay, so G Driver, brand new from Ping. I think that'll be quite a popular one this year. If you need to have a go, obviously we have all the demos here. Do pop in and give it a go. But if you do get a chance to try it, comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts on maybe the performance of this for you and which shaft option you got, and obviously how you dial that in the neck and the loft option, and maybe also just sort of you know, have you got a G30 at the moment? You know, how's that performing? Have you tried this against the G30? It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts here. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and we'll see you all very soon.